What's going on, people, and welcome back to my FPL recap for game week 36 and a look ahead to this game week coming up for game week 37. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the average total points that it finished with for game week 36 was 71. My total points I finished with, as you can see, 71. So I was bang on the average. I always like to beat the average, of course, but as long as I'm not below it, I'm happy. Could have done better, but I'm not gonna pick at it because I'm glad that I didn't fall below it. Pickford in goal was my vice. 1-1 away draw to Luton, I think, is a good result. I expected Everton to win that, but at least I didn't lose it. I was hoping for a bit more from him, but I'd rather 3 than nothing. Ben White, Gabriel and Doughty were my back 3. White and Gabriel obviously in the double up for the Arsenal boys. I got 6 for White and I got 7 for Gabriel. Gabriel got 1 bonus point, clean sheet obviously. Clean sheet obviously for White too. Doughty only got me 2 in that 1-1 draw against Everton as both teams conceded. Unfortunately, he didn't pick me up an assist or anything. That's what I was kind of banking on with him. And then the 4 in midfield, I had Foden, Palmer, Saka and Salah. 13 for Salah. He finally scored. Since I brought him in, he's been poor. But he did return in this one. He scored and got 2 assists as well. 4-2 win over Tottenham. 13 points for Salah. Very happy with that. Saka got me 10. Clean sheet bonus again. Clean sheet, 2 bonus points, and he scored. So very happy with Saka with 10. Palmer got 8, scored a goal in the 5-0 win against West Ham, and obviously they got a clean sheet as well. 8 for Palmer, very happy with it. Foden only got me 5 this week, which is very low for him. But he didn't play the whole game. He played 79 minutes. He did get an assist, however, so he still returned it away. I was just hoping for a little bit more from him, but still returned. So 5 for Foden. Then the 3 up top I had Visser, Tony and Isak, so 2 of the Brentford boys. Unfortunately, it didn't plan out. Visser only played 24 minutes and I only got a point for him. But it was a 0-0 scoreline, so he didn't score. So no returns from either of them two, really. And then Isak got captained and he got 14, scored a goal, got an assist. Did miss a penalty, however, but it could have been worse considering I captained him. He could not have still scored or got an assist. So 4-1 away win against Burnley. Happy with the Isak return with 14. And then the bench, Vicario got 2. Semedo got a -1, Gross got a 2 and Van Dijk got a 1. So again, the bench, I nailed it again this week. Pretty happy overall with it, as I said. Just glad that I didn't fall below the average, but it's always a bit annoying when you're close that you could beat it. But it is what it is. Game week 37 then, Pickford keeps his place in goal. They got a good fixture at home against Sheffield United, who are already relegated. Their heads have dropped. They're gone. So I think Everton will get the 3 points and I think they'll probably get a clean sheet as well. So Pickford is my keeper this week. I've gone with 3 at the back again. Before I go any further as well, I have activated my wildcard. I think I played the first one in like the deadline of it. And I'm squeezing it in this week instead of the last week. I've still got my bench boost, which I'm going to have to play next week as the final game week. But the wild card is active, so it doesn't just go to waste. So 3 at the back, as I said, White and Gabriel in that away fixture against Manchester United. I fancy Arsenal to get the 3 points, even if they don't get a clean sheet. So I expect the Arsenal boys to get some sort of return. I've then got Dan Burn, who I brought in because of the double fixture at home to Brighton and then away to Manchester United. I think that he could return in at least one of them, if not both. And then I've gone with 5 in the midfield. I've got Foden, Palmer, Saka, De Bruyne and Gordon. Brought Gordon and De Bruyne in with Burn. De Bruyne away to Fulham and Tottenham. But even though they're both away fixtures for City, I still expect them to win. And De Bruyne has been getting minutes upon minutes and building them recently. So I think he'll play a ton of minutes in both of them. And Gordon, again, just in that double up, I think he's effective. Could easily get me some big points. And then the 2 up top, I've gone with Isak. And I've gone with Haaland, brought him back in. I had him earlier in the season, took him out, but he looks bang back at it. Yeah, I've gone with the City boys in the triple up and the Newcastle boys. I could have took the Arsenal boys out and really gone for a full 11 and the keeper with double ups, but I'm happy with how my team looks, even with the single game week teams. So happy with how it's looking. I'm vicing Haaland this week. I fancy Isak at home against Brighton and then away to Man U a little bit more than Haaland, because I feel like Tottenham can cause City problems, and even if City win, he might not score in both games. And I think Isak is in just as good as form as Haaland at the moment, and against, I think the fixtures favour them slightly more than the City fixtures, so I've been happy with Isak since I brought him in. I think he's a slight differential, even though he's got quite a big ownership. He'll still be more of a differential than Haaland is. So I'm going to captain Isak and vice Haaland. And then my bench, I brought in Sells for Forest as just a cheap option. Chris Wood, again, just for money reasons. He can come on against Chelsea if none of my starters start and potentially do well in that game. Semedo in the second role for Wolves against Palace. And then lastly, I got Aina for Forest as well in that fixture against Chelsea. So that's how my team's looking. Wildcard is activated. Bench boost next week. Let me know how yours is and how you're doing overall. And I'll see you guys soon.